Good YouTube, Prince here, back with another video. As promised, anti-Asuka guide. I'm actually going to try and include every single character to be on the channel, so I want to have an anti-character guide for every single character in Tekken. That includes the DLC characters like Armor King and Mary Zoe when they come out. So I am going to do a community poll and you guys can decide on what the next character should be, but I want it to be a male character since we've been mostly talking about female characters. But first things first, you clicked on the video. The video is why you guys lose to Asuka. Now, let me just cover Asuka's strengths for the first part of the video. This character traditionally has been a very, I would say, an active defensive character. Because the way you would approach Asuka is you'd also have to be like very mentally cautious of her options because she's very defensive. She has tools like, you know, can, punch parry Tsubakis, good high crushes, good low crush options with can and all that. And it can be very mentally exhausting to actually fight against the character because you're constantly thinking, alright, I should switch up my timing. When do I want to do it? When do I want to do a punch? When do I want to do a kick? And you don't really want to be too predictable because if you are predictable, you end up getting punch parried and then you get put in a big combo. So best case when you're fighting Asuka, if your character has an abusable knee, an abusable safe knee, I would say throw that out a lot against Asuka, you know, provided that it's safe, just so it discourages the Asuka player from actually using Tsubakis, kick Tsubakis and stuff like that. So that way they're more worried like, okay, maybe I shouldn't try and parry because this guy's doing a lot of knees and elbows. Traditionally, characters that have a lot of knees and elbows in their kits have a really good matchup against Asuka because they don't necessarily have to think too much when they're being on offense as opposed to other characters like Halron, which don't really have that much knees or elbows. And in Tekken 8 it's been taken to 11 because this character also has very strong offense options too on top of that, and she does big damage, right? But main reason a lot of people lose to her is because they get parried a lot. So if you're struggling in this matchup, try and switch up your timing when it comes to your punches and your kicks. And again, if you have like knees, like, you know, Nina has 4-3+4, new move. If you have knees and elbows, try and abuse that in the matchup against the character. And definitely do not whiff against this character. You do not want to whiff. So we're going to actually come off, I'm actually going to start this video with like scenarios that a lot of people find themselves in. Well, the first one is a scenario that I see a lot of people in. And it's mainly with her unblockable. Like, she does have, you know, options for like unblockable tech traps. But if she is charging all the way to level 3, you can actually just step to your character's left. And I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to get hit by this. Whoops. Redo that. We'll edit that out. Right, and as you can see, boom, you can just step that and not really have to worry too much about it, alright? You can get it. So yeah, if Asuka is doing that, don't panic. You can actually sidestep to your character's left side, right? A lot of people see the unblockable and they kind of get stuck, like caught like a deer in the headlights. And also for reference, if you are in the matchup against Asuka and she spins twice and lets go, as soon as she takes that second step and she lets go, she's actually +6, right? So if you try and challenge, you're going to get hit with a counter hit launcher, right? More so like a knowledge check because it's not often that people actually do block the second spin of 4-4-3. So if you challenge, you will get counter hit. And additionally, the first spin by itself is not that plus if she lets go of it. As you can see, it's -2, but here's the thing. A lot of people lose to Asuka because they're too trigger happy on trying to take their turn back with either punches or kicks, and then stuff like this could happen. Whoops. Record that again. Alright. Oh, she's -2, it's my turn? No, it's not. It's -2, my turn, right? And also, the Asuka has a good read on you. It doesn't have to just be a punch Tsubaki. It could also be this. Whoops. It could also be a kick Tsubaki as well. Wait, why am I not spinning? Oh, okay, this is embarrassing. There we go. So I block this, she's -2, I kick, and I get launched, right? Very unfun, right? So you guys got to be very wary of your timing. And again, if you want to have immediate timing against this character, best options is to do knees and elbows. Traditionally in Tekken, characters that have parries and Tsubakis, parries will parry punches and kicks. Like for instance, Nina's back one +3. Paul has the same thing. Nina and Paul, they can parry any mid or highs, provided that they are not knees and elbows. Now you got characters that break the rule like Leroy and Clive, but we're not going to really talk about them. At least not in this video, probably in a future video, right? So again, you guys got to switch up your timing, right? Also, another string, like, I'm going to get to the more obvious strings, but I want to get to the strings that people don't really talk too much about. This is Asuka's 2-1 down 1+2. It's actually a counter hit launcher, and it's safe on block. And because she's -9, she can punch parry afterwards, right? Now, her punch parry is actually, or her punch Tsubaki is actually active, I believe, on the 3rd frame. Which is why, even though she's -9, she can actually punch parry, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Some people say it's active on the second or 1st frame. Some say it's 3rd frame. But regardless, it's active damn near immediately, right? And you should probably take into consideration. That's why she's able to be -9 and then punch parry like that, right? Now, the best way to deal with this string is if you know they're going for this, you can actually just step left. Right? Oops. Also be wary that you might end up on the opposite side, so might cross yourself up, so yeah. And because it ends in a punch, if your character has a punch parry, you can actually punch parry the 3rd option. I'd actually say this is the best option if your character has it. If not, again, you could just step left. Now I say that because she also has this option. You're not going to see it too much at higher level. Higher up in ranks, you're going to actually see the other option, which is 2-1 down 1+2, which is a safe counter hit -9 launcher. In that case, you can just step left. But if she does that if she does the 2-1 1+2, you can just punch parry, right? I'm just showing you guys this so you guys know that it actually does cover both options. But we will cover her more obvious moves like forward 2, right? And again, 1+2, a lot of Akazama players, Asuka players will actually punch parry afterwards, even though it's -9, and then boom, you end up in that situation, right? One of the most common flowcharts you see in a match is round start down forward 2 into punch Tsubaki. I know down forward 2 is only -6, so even if I jab, right, I get Tsubaki immediately, right? Now the cool thing is her Tsubaki is 23 frames, so you can actually duck it on reaction, right? If you think they're going for this flowchart, you can actually step right. If you step left, it actually does track. It actually tracks that way, and you'll get hit. If you think they're going for this flowchart, again, challenge with immediate timing, or sidestep right, or wait, because you can actually react to that. I'm just showcasing that as an option. That is a very common flowchart. Another common flowchart you see with Asuka is up forward 3, sidestep 2. And we're kind of going to cover this in one sequence because, again, it's common flowchart you see with Kazama players is because up forward 3 is only -3 on block. And for the most part, most characters in this game can step at -1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes 5. So they like to follow this up with sidestep 3, right? If you try and take sidestep 2, right? So if you try and take your turn immediately, this could happen to you, and then they get a free heat engager. Now, if you do block the sidestep 2, it's -13. So yeah, there you go. Now we're going to cover another thing. This is her Hell Circle. Now, you can actually just duck the 3rd hit. The 3rd hit will always be a high. A lot of people get mixed by this or get knowledge checked because they think it's a mix-up and they got to guess between the high, the mid option, which is safe in this game for whatever reason, and then the low option, which is launch punishable at -23 if you block it, but So avoid the mix-up, just duck the third hit. The third hit will always be a high, right? The first hits are gonna jail, first two hits are gonna jail, but the third hit will always be a high. If you're worried, because you know, I know there's online and it lags. If you're worried that you're not gonna get a launch, then go for a 13 frame option when you duck it, right? You know, this is, I know it's not as much damage as a wall standing 2, but I do try and take into consideration when playing online, because I know most players play the game online. Offline, duck the third hit, wall standing 2. Online, duck the third hit, and do it your fastest 13 frame move or higher, or faster, right? This is her 1-2-4, minus 12 on block. Now, the funny thing is, Asuka herself is actually capable, like, okay, I know this doesn't really have too much to do with the video, because I know this is like an option that only her and her mom has. I mean, not her and her mom, her and Jun have, but surprisingly, Asuka can actually punch parry the second hit of this. Again, because this punch parry is active really fast, right? So yeah, but if you do block 1-2-4, last hit minus 12, you actually see this move a lot more. You didn't really used to see this move too much in Season 1, but now that this move actually wall splats, hold up, let me show you guys. Now that it wall splats clean like that, you actually do see this move a lot. And again, it's only minus 12 on block, so yeah, that's why you're seeing it a lot. And if you are Asuka or Jun, you can actually block the first hit and then punch parry the second hit, right? Also, she has this new move, up forward 1-2. Now, when she's in heat, this move actually becomes 0 on block. Right? Oops. Now, you do got to be a little careful because it's technically both your guys' turn. If you try and swing with a move that's not fast, what tends to happen is this. Right? Right, that's also a setup you might see. That's a flowchart setup that you'll see in Season 2 with Asuka players. If they have an install, they'll do up forward 1-2 when they have an install or an heat. And if you block it, right? If you do block it, they'll follow up with standing 4 and then forward 3+4 to get another install, right? So it kind of resets the process of them having an install. Be mindful of that. And realize that when she does it in heat, she's at 0 and you're at 0, so you can choose how you want to proceed. You can either step, you can either swing with your fastest move, but be careful because, again, this could also lead to a Tsubaki setup. And without the install, it's only minus 11, right? So make sure to punish it. Don't let her just get away with that, right? And you can also punch parry the second hit if your character has that, of course. Which is probably going to be a good option for a lot of characters if you don't have the best 11 frame or 10 frame punish. Like, if this was an Asuka mirror match, it'd be better to actually parry the second hit for more damage, right? And this is another setup that or flowchart that you might see in this game. I actually did this in Tekken 7. Blocking, be careful if you block her while standing 4 at the wall like this. Because her wall standing 4, again, is only minus 3 on block, which means she can step or punch parry. And what tends to happen if you try and challenge, right, hold up. This has happened. They get a free wall splat and a combo, right? This was a setup that I abused heavily in Tekken 7 and other Asuka players abused too at the wall. Right? And you know, just pretend that wall splatter, right? You swing and then boom, right? Wall splat, they get a combo. So be wary of that too as well. She has a lot of tricky setups and flowcharts like that. Also, and then this is her, I don't really see many people cover this move. This is her wall standing 3+4-3. This is more so a knowledge check. It's debatable how often you'll see this knowledge check at higher ranks, but it does exist. If you block the first hit, similar to Junt, you could just jab her out of the second hit. Preferably do a 10 frame move or 12 frame. 10 frame is your better option, right? But there's a better option because if you do block this, you get a very scaled combo. So for more optimal damage, as soon as you block this, just step in any direction because the move is linear. And then you get a more optimal punish, right? More damage, right? So try and condition yourself to just stepping after blocking the first hit rather than interrupt. Because you can interrupt with a jab, right? But it's not that much damage because the combo is going to be scaled. But if you just step, boom, right? Now let's cover her more obvious things, right? Like for instance, back 3. Again, this is a move, probably one of her most used moves you see in casual level, veteran, intermediate, and you even might see this sometimes in high level to intermediate. I mean, you're gonna see this move regardless with her. It's a great panic option for her. High crushes and low crushes immediately, but it is minus 19 on block, so make sure to launch it if your character can launch it. Or for, you know, just try and punish this move in general, right? It's minus 19 on block. Every character in the game has a punish for this option. Some characters will be able to launch, some characters will just get like a chunky mid or something. But make sure to like punish this move because this is one of the most this is one of the moves that go the most unpunished online when it comes to Asuka. So again, it's minus 19 on block. Do your best punish, right? That's one of the more obvious things that you see with the character, right? And another, now we're just gonna get the obvious stuff out of the way, right? While standing 1-4, duck the second hit. Second hit is a high every time, there's no mix-up. Right, again, that's another obvious thing with the character, right? That's something that's day one knowledge that a lot of people should know for the most part, but again, that move goes, sometimes people don't duck it, even in God Destruction ranks, because, you know, ranks are inflated. Another obvious one is this string right here, her back 4 string. If you block the third hit, whoops, if you block the third hit, minus 16 on block. Launch punishable, right? And if she does the first 2 hits, because sometimes people delay this, right? You can actually delay the hell out of the last hit. But if she does the first 2 hits by itself, it's minus 12, right? Some people might be too afraid to actually punish it because, you know, they're worried about the extension. I recommend not even trying to challenge in that situation. Just wait for the third hit, but if you feel like you got a good read on your opponent, the second hit is minus 12 for those of you that are wondering. And, you know, another obvious one, down 1+2. Now, the thing about down 1+2 is this move is actually reactable offline. Like, I can react to this move perfectly offline. Now, online, on the other hand, is a different story. Online, it's depending on the connection, right? It's weird because this makes her like a higher tier character online than she is offline. If you guys are watching like EWC, I think with King Ray Jr., every time he went for down 1+2, I was against this Korean player. He would block it on reaction every time. And the way King Jr. was playing, it was like he was playing online without realizing that he was playing offline, because every time he did it, I don't know which Korean player he was fighting. It was like a mirror match, actually, I believe, but they blocked down 1+2 every time. Remember, down 1+2, if you guys are going to your locals, right? Down 1+2 with Asuka is reactable offline.
Good punish. Oh, he sees those. He can react. I've seen the tweets.
Online, on the other hand, boom. You know what I mean? Online, I mean, if it's not the best connection, it's like 100 ms. Yeah, they're not blocking. It's not reaction online if the connection's bad. Offline, though, I wouldn't really use this move that much, because if I get this move blocked one time offline, I'm never using it again. Because, trust me, I know it may not look like it, but this move really is reactable, right? But you're going to catch a lot of people with it online, right? Online is a different story. Online, the tier list is different. Online, some characters shine harder than others, right? But like, moving on, right? Here's another Asuka string that you guys might see. Whoops. Oh wait, let me redo that. Now this string's interesting because you can cancel the second hit, and then you go for cheeky stuff like that. Now if they finish the string, obviously, if they do the third hit, minus 13 on block, and you could just duck the second hit. Wait. Oh wait, it jails now? Oh damn, that's embarrassing. New stuff. Alright, you see me here, ladies and gentlemen. The second hit jails. I don't recall this jailing in Tekken 7. Let me know in the comment section if I was wrong about that in T7. But yeah, if you block the full string, minus 13. Can she kick parry the last hit? Or, if you're big girl Kazama, you could just kick parry the last hit. And then, whatever, a million damage, right? My god, she hurts. She hurts so much. Good lord. Anyway, right? Another obvious thing that you guys should know by now, down back 3 on block. Minus 12. Yeah, you're not really going to get too much big damage off of that. Sorry for you Kazuya players over there, hoping that move was minus 13 so you can launch for twin pistons. But yeah, it's only minus 12. Pretty good, a pretty decent low poke. It's pretty good, in my opinion, right? And also another obvious thing I think this is her Demon Slayer move or whatever. Minus 18 on block. You guys should be launching this whenever you block it. It's not a move that should go unpunished. It's like one of the most obvious moves that she has that, you guys should launch. Also, another move I wanted to talk about that isn't punishable, but I just want to talk about it in general. Okay, can I get her to block? Thank you. Is Can. Now, obviously this move jails. It does leave her at minus 8 though, so if you think she's gonna mash, you can go for a, whatever counter hit launcher, provided as it's not a punch or kick, because again, because it's minus 8, she can do this. You're like, you're minus 8, she's my turn, right? And then boom, you get Tsubaki. This is a common thing you guys gotta understand about this character. You need to switch up your timing if your character doesn't have strong knees or elbows between punches and kicks, and throw her off her timing. And obviously, again, another obvious thing, if you encounter her doing that stance, just launch her. Just if your character has a hop kick and you see this will not parry airborne moves at all. So yeah, you could just do any airborne move. Remember, this also doesn't parry elbows or knees. Or you can just wait out the full duration and then punish her. But best case scenario, if you have a hop kick, use it as soon as you see that move. Alright, I think I covered all the obvious moves. Actually, no, wait, no I didn't. Damn it. Down back 1-4, minus 15 on block. Be careful because she does have another option. She actually has a safe high option that she can do. And another thing too with Asuka, down back 1 actually high crushes. If you look at the animation, she gets kind of low to the ground, and it's a really good move because it allows her Asuka player to high crush. She has a lot of high crushes. She has down back 1, down back 2, back 3, all that good stuff, right? Down back 4 high crush. Even her down 1+2 high crushes technically, right? Even though it is kind of slow, right? So again, down back 1-2 comes out at 26 to 27 frames. Down back 1-4. Technically, you could fuzzy this, but this is a harder fuzzy, honestly. So I would say just block high if you're not confident that you can fuzzy this. I'm not even confident I can fuzzy this offline all the time either way, right? So again, down back 1-4, minus 15 on block. Down back 1-2. Second hit is a high, you can duck and launch. Remember, be careful though, because if you don't duck down back 1-2 because you're afraid you can't fuzzy the down back 1-4, it's -9. So don't try and take your turn with a punch or a kick immediately, because you might end up getting punch Tsubaki or kick Tsubaki if your opponent has a good read on you. So I would say, you know, if you're confident, just duck the second hit and launch. Voila. And if you block the second hit, be careful taking your turn, because, you know, it could be another Tsubaki. A lot of Asuka players will do stuff like this, right? And honestly, like, this character is really strong. A lot of people are saying, I know this doesn't really have much to do with how to fight the character, but a lot of people are saying that this character is really strong. And I definitely agree. I'm not going to cover her wall running 1+2 or forward 1+2, which is +2 when she has an install or whatnot, because there's not much counterplay for it than just guess, right? Like, you might not see me cover all the moves with every character in the game. If I leave some things out, it's because I felt the move wasn't relevant enough to be covered, or I felt like there's no counterplay for the move. For instance, I'm gonna do a how to punish the bear video eventually, but I'm not gonna talk about bear electrics, right? I'm not gonna talk about Kuma electrics. There's no counterplay for that, because even if you're ducking, it forces you to stand up, and you know, it's +4 it's +4 electric, like, that he can just spam. Like, there's no counterplay for it, but hold the back button and just wait out until the heat is over, right? So going forward with future videos like this, I'm not going to really cover, if I leave certain things out, it's because it was either irrelevant, it wasn't relevant enough to me or to the people I'm trying to help, or two, there's really little to no counterplay besides just hold back and pray. All right, I just wanted to throw that in there. And yeah, that's it for kind of like the most part about this character. Again, be careful with your timing trying to fight this character. If you're playing a character that doesn't really have the best punches, just doesn't really have the best knees or elbows in their kits, like characters like Hall Wrong, I might actually throw a segue and play a clip of Tekken Tag 2 right about now. But in Tekken 7 and Tekken Tag 2 and all the other Tekken games, you're actually able to chicken this move, right? Now, for some reason, I need to talk about this, right? For some reason, Namco actually decided to take away chickening. And if you don't know what chicken is, I should have already played a video by now. Hopefully, future me isn't lazy and actually does play the video.
Videos on how to chicken a reversal option in Tekken. Pretty much how you do it is if you're attacking an opponent with the left limb, you want to chicken the reversal option by pressing forward 1+3. Now if it's the right limb, like right kick, right punch, then it's forward 2+4. The timing isn't too strict, but you'll be able to get it down with some practice. It's pretty simple. So left limb, forward 1+3 to chicken, right limb, forward 2+4. Like, you can see the notations down below, and it's pretty simple. So now you know how to chicken. I'm out.
But yeah, chicken was a way for characters that didn't really have much elbows or knees to actually defend against this move. But they actually removed it, and I believe that the reason they moved it, they removed the move, was a design choice centered around they want the players to be able to pull off these moves. So, because you can also just hop kick or do an airborne move or to counter the move. So, again, it may not seem like the biggest deal, but I feel like it was something that should have been left in the game. And also, let me talk about her new install move, forward 1+2. Again, as you can see, the second hit is -8. And also, when she does her forward 2, you notice she actually plays this animation. Hold up. Whoops. Right? She high crushes, right? She high crushes in like the first frame of forward 2, right? This is really scary. I don't know why they gave her Jun's forward 1+2 with pretty much no risk, as long as she has an install, because, you know, there's really no risk to this because it high crushes, and the second it's safe, and it's -8. So again, if you guys get too frisky and try and take your turn, something like this could happen, right? I feel like this is like the theme of the video. You could get launch, right? Oh god, right, hold up, we gotta wait for it. I should've just turned on her install, right? Right? Wait, I think I did the Tsubaki late. But yeah, you get the point, right? That could happen, right? A whole lot of bad things can happen if you guys try and take your turn back too quickly, right? But again, if you have a knee and you want to take your turn back immediately, go for it with those options. If your character doesn't have it, be mindful of that and maybe either switch up your timing or try something else, right? Again, also, you can also, her reversal Tsubaki also, you can also get a guaranteed grab. So again, if you're worried that you don't really have the best options, you also have grabs, right? Now, another thing I wanted to cover too, because this video is getting kind of too long, her wall standing 3 is also launch at -16. Again, that's not really a move that you see blocked a lot or thrown out that much because, yeah, you just don't really see it, but it is -16 for in case you are in a situation where you do actually block the move. And I think I rambled on enough, so that was pretty much it for the anti-Asuka guide. Oh wait, there's one more thing too. Hold up, one more thing. This is her forward 4. This is +3 on block. Now, the typical flowchart, I should have covered this at the start of the video with the flowcharts and scenarios, but a typical flowchart is forward 3, forward 4, into back 4. Like, if they try and, boom, you know what I mean? Counter hit launcher setup. Also track to the right. So if you think they're going to go for this setup, and they've been doing this a lot, you want to step to your character's left and launch. But again, it's only +3. The scary thing is, thanks to her new move of up forward 1, this is actually really scary sometimes because she could essentially do this, right? Hold up, let me see, right? Yeah, she can crouch cancel that one, right? At +3, up forward 1 actually tracks both ways. Yeah, I know that's bull, right? I don't really know why they gave her this move, but yeah, very scary. And the thing about this move is it's a 13 frame punish, and it can actually launch from pretty far. I mean, it can actually wall splat from pretty far. How do I turn on my character's installs? Okay, I don't really know how to do it, so we're just gonna do it the ghetto way, and we're gonna do this. We're just gonna do this. Alright, hold up. I'm always forgetting something whenever I try and finish these videos, right? Alright. So, I just want to show this off, right? I blocked that. Okay, well, that wasn't close enough, right? Hold up, maybe like, wait. Oh, chill, hold up. Okay, maybe from like around here. Oh god. Okay, whatever. I'm a rage quit off of that. I'm not about to do that. But yeah, it can up forward 1-2 can wall splat from far. And when she's in that situation of doing forward 4 and she's +3, up forward 1 will actually track both directions, right? So you cannot step either way. This is actually similar to Lily's down forward 3 into down forward 4-4. Because when Lily's at a +3 scenario and she does down forward 4, it will actually track both ways. Now Asuka actually has the same thing as Lily. And if not, it's actually scarier because when you get hit by up forward 1-2, it leaves her at +13, right? And if she has an install, she can wall splat from pretty far away. So yeah, I'm thinking, and just to show you guys like that it does actually track both ways, let me pick a different character. Let's pick Lee. I actually do want to see a nerf to this. I would actually, you know, nerf the tracking. I'd actually make her up forward 1-2 a linear move. Right? That's me stepping left. That's me stepping right. There's me sidestepping left. There's me sidestepping right. Now, I think, okay, if Alyssa cannot step this, again, if Alyssa cannot step this, then no character can step this. Okay. Okay, if you're, I guess it's a special tag. If you're playing one of the gifted characters, let's call it that. If you're playing one of the gifted characters, you can step right. You have to be playing one of the gifted characters. You have to either be playing, what are the gifted characters? The gifted characters are Alyssa and Lily. Alyssa and Lily. You have to be playing one of the gifted characters. But, to be fair though, if they do go for the second hit, you can punch parry the second hit of up forward 1-2, but you guys gotta understand that Asuka's up forward 1-2. Like, she can just cancel it, right? So yeah, if you're playing one of the gifted characters, you can actually just sidestep right the entire mix, which is cool, I guess, right? Most characters can't really do that. It's also, again, this is actually kind of similar to Lily's down forward 3 into down forward 4 situation. This has absolutely nothing to do with the Asuka video. Like, I don't know why I do this. Like, I think of something and then I just gotta show it off, right? Now, only Lily, Alyssa, and Zafina can actually get out of this situation. Zafina can just backdash the second hit. And Lily and Alyssa has the best move in the game, by the way, can just sidestep right? They're the only characters in the game that can do this. Now, I think Lily is a fair character. I think Asuka is dumb and needs toning down. One thing I would suggest in like a future balance patch, I don't think Lily's down forward 4 should track both ways at +3. Now, if it tracks both ways at +6, that's fine, but it tracking both ways at +3 is kind of crazy. Same thing goes for Alyssa, not Alyssa, but Asuka's up forward 1-2. Up forward 1-2 should not track so well to both sides at +3. I would actually tone down the tracking, make her up forward 1 more linear. But that's about it. So that's pretty much it for the anti-Asuka guide. Again, this video should have been a lot shorter than what it is now, but I just wanted to cover like some things that other people don't really talk about Asuka. 'Cause when I look at Asuka guides, they talk about punish forward 2, punish back 3, launch back 3, launch a second hit back 4 string, but they don't really talk about the 2-1 down 2 or the up forward 1-2, which is the new season 2 string and stuff like that. So hopefully I covered more things with the character that other content creators didn't cover with Asuka. So after editing this video, I realized that there were certain moves that I actually forgot to include. First one being her new season 2 forward 4-2-3 hold. So I'm just going to shortly cover her options after forward 4-2. The most popular one is forward 4-2-3, which can now be charged. If she charges it, it's a linear and you can step it both ways. Right. Obviously you can interrupt with a power crush. Or a rage art. But this is kind of a read if they're going to charge it. But if you are confident that it will charge it, you can step it both ways. And what's funny about this is even the regular version, let me see, I think it's this one. Even the version where she just does it immediately, you can always power crush it, or you can rage art because there is a gap. And you can always get a guaranteed power crush if they go for this option. However, she also has forward 4-2-1 and forward 4-2 1+2. 4-2-1. 1+2 gives her an install on hit, and it's -13 on block. Right? And obviously the high version, which is our heat engager, the second hit is an elbow, so you can't parry it. So you would just have to duck and launch, right? Alright, now that I covered that, back to the video. Okay, I actually lied. There's another move I wanted to cover, and it's Asuka's up back 2. This move actually high crushes immediately. Right? So it's minus 11 on block, so yeah. You block her up back 2, just do, I mean not up back 2, down back 2, minus 11. Okay, there you go, end of the video. I can finally end the video this time. And sorry this turned into a little rant at the end of the video, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord, I'll put the link in the comment section below. If you guys have a request for what character you want to see next on the channel, let me know in the comment section. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitch. And I'm going to try and get back to the replay coaching. I've just been busy with work and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, just drop your Tekken ID in the chat below. And I'm out. For real this time. This is actually the end of the video. I'm sorry. Alright, what's good YouTube? Prince here, back with another video. Also, shouts and thanks for, you know how like my butt, because